Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm taking a look at the Washington football team and more specifically Ryan Fitzpatrick after he said Washington is the best situation he's ever been in, and I'm going to be kind of reacting to that and telling you guys what I think about it. But before we get into that topic, question for those of you viewing, I want to hear from the Washington fans or just any NFL fan in general. Where do you rank Scary Terry McLaurin amongst receivers in the NFL? I don't need you to, give me your exact ranking of 14 or 12 or 18. Just give me a range, top 10, top 15, top 20. Just give me a decent estimate, and we could match up our comparisons at the end when I give my answer. Getting straight into it, just to read the quote exactly, this is from Ryan Fitzpatrick. This is the best situation I've ever been in, or the best situation that I've ever gone into as the guy. He said he signed to Washington knowing he would be the starter, and he is ready. I'm a pretty big fan of Fitzpatrick. I don't know anyone who isn't. Washington fan or not, it's hard not to like the guy. He's just kind of a funny guy. He's a good personality. So it's hard not to root for him. Obviously, if he's playing your team, you don't want him to win. But you guys know what I mean. But I do think he has a point to this. I'm not just rooting for him in the sense of because he's fun to watch. I'm rooting for him because I'd like to see him actually have some success in his career. Obviously, if he plays my team in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, I'm going to root against him. But you guys know what I mean. If my team's out of it, Ryan Fitzpatrick would be a guy in a team that I would root for, not betting any money, not being a fan of, but if you told me to pick between who I want, Ryan Fitzpatrick and some other team, I'm probably going to go with Fitz, and I do think he can bring some success to this team. Some of the better teams he's played on was probably Miami last year. They went 10-6. He went 10-6 before with the Jets. They were pretty close to making the playoffs that year. I think he had Brandon Marshall at that point. I think it was like 2016 or 2015. They almost made it into the wild card round. This one, though, Washington's already a playoff. Yes, they were 7-9, but they made some major improvements this year. The quarterback position. I'm not sure if he was healthy, if Fitzpatrick would be an upgrade over Alex Smith, but since there was so much inconsistency at quarterback last year, Kyle Allen, Dwayne Haskins, Alex Smith, Taylor Heineke, it was just on and off who's playing. Any consistency with an experienced quarterback, a veteran quarterback like Fitzpatrick, it's going to be an upgrade in my opinion compared to last year. Backfield, Antonio Gibson is still Antonio Gibson, but I think now that he's being handed the baton, he's going to be healthier. He's going to get a lot more reps and a lot more numbers on his stat sheet this year, and I think he could crack the top 10 running backs. Right now, he's probably top 15. I'm holding him back a little bit just because he didn't have a lot of playing time last year, because they didn't really give him the baton of being the starter, and when he went down with injury. Now this year, though, I do think his upside is high, and I like the backfield behind him. J.D. McKissic's pretty good receiving back, and same thing with Antonio Gibson. I like that he's kind of dual threat. He can run the ball. He's elusive. He's kind of a finesse guy, not full power back by any means, but he's a finesse player, and he's good at, catching the ball and making it work yards after catch as well. Receiving core, I already mentioned it. Scary Terry is one of the better receivers in the NFL, but then they brought in his buddy Curtis Samuel. Fitzpatrick's got some weapons. He's got Logan Thomas. What I like is the amount of safety blankets he's had. Fitzpatrick is a very variable-like quarterback. He's got some highs. He's got some lows. I think Ron Rivera and this offense are really going to try and pivot him to be a more flatline, mediocre quarterback. We don't need, 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, 25 picks. We need 3,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. We need just consistency, efficiency, and productivity. We need just pure, clean numbers. A 3-to-1 touchdown interception ratio is what we need out of Fitz. And I think with a top 15-ish receiver in Terry McLaurin, a pretty up-and-coming Curtis Samuel. I don't say he's up-and-coming. He's about 4 or 5 years in the league. But a reliable guy in Curtis Samuel, a big tight end target in Logan Thomas, who's probably going to have his best year yet. I'm not saying he's going to be this top 5 tight end, but I think he'll have his best year yet. It's a tough transition going from QB to tight end, but now he's got some experience and he's got some guys to work with. I just think between those safety blankets and the safety blankets of both his running backs being able to catch the ball pretty well, we are going to see his best year yet out of Fitzpatrick, not just from the team, but him as well. Looking at the defense, this is probably the best defense he's had. Of course, Miami's was great last year. Xavier Howard, Kyle Van Noy, Emmanuel Ogbah, Crystal Wilkins, Bobby McCain, who's now on Washington. Who else was on there? You have Byron Jones. Brian Flores is a great coach. Miami's defense was great last year. But I think Washington, you can make the argument, has the best front four in football. They have arguably the best pass rush. Hopefully Chase Young is going to break out. I predicted in a video a while back, I think it was my 3 bold predictions for Washington, that in 2021, they're going to have 2 double-digit sacks guys in Montez Sweat. Chase Young Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne. It's a great front four. They're all first-round picks. They're going to get expensive soon, but that's another video to worry about. As of today, they're looking like a strong pass rush. Linebacker core had my concerns, but when you bring in rookie Jamin Davis, do I think he's going to captain them right away? No, but I can see him be like a Devin White guy where just year 2, year 3, he's having a huge impact on his team, and he is being passed the baton of leading this front seven. Secondary, another spot I had my concerns when they lost Ronald Darby. Then they brought in a better corner in William Jackson, in my opinion. And then you still got Kendall Fuller, Landon Collins, Cameron Curl, Bobby McCain. Some pretty good starters on this team. This is the best team Fitzpatrick has been on, hands down, in my opinion. Like I said, you could make some arguments of other ones. Miami was decent, but even then they didn't really give him the starting job to the nth degree, obviously. Maybe if they did, they might have made the playoffs. Fitzpatrick did bail Miami out a few times last year. It's hard which angle to take as far as how he will do. You could look at it one of two ways. A, in the past, he's well below 500. He's very inconsistent. Yes, he has great games, but he also has very low games. I don't know if Washington's is going to be able to make a serious playoff run with that type of gameplay from an unknown wild card question mark type of quarterback. Or you could say that was a pass. We're worried about now. Fitz is a new guy. I don't know if he's going to be a new guy at 38 or 39, whatever he is, at the end of his career. This could be Ryan Fitzpatrick's last year for all we know. But I do feel like he has definitely developed his game over the past 4 years, developed his personality, just been more of who he is, maybe more of who he is paired up with a very smart and conservative type of playing call or playing style when Ron Rivera with some good weapons and a good O-line to be behind. We could see Fitzpatrick be the best he's ever been and have a completely different playing style from where we've ever been. Hopefully they could just get that through his head. Like, look, we don't need you to carry our team. We need you to just be a guy that could get us some wins. We don't need you to carry us. Just don't drag us down. I've made my favorite comparison about him time and time again. To me, Washington has the upside to be the number 1 defense in the NFL. I'm not saying they are, but I'm not saying they aren't. I think it's just up for debate right now. If they could get to number 1 status, Ryan Fitzpatrick could be what Peyton Manning was for the Broncos in 2015. Peyton Manning was falling off a cliff. I'm not saying Fitzpatrick was even that bad or is going to even be that bad, and I'm not trying to compare these two in the macro as Peyton Manning is now the same guy as Ryan Fitzpatrick as a whole in their careers. But in that pinpoint year, specifically 2015, Peyton Manning did, I don't want to say nothing for the Broncos, but it was their defense that carried them, and Peyton Manning was a game manager. You could call it a negative term all you want. A game manager won the Super Bowl that year. Fitzpatrick, if his defense could get to number 1 and he could just be a game manager, a Super Bowl is possible. Are they a favored Super Bowl favorite? No, but do I consider them a contender that I don't want to play in the playoffs? 100%. And therefore, a lot is on the defense, a lot is on Fitz, a lot is on everyone. It's a football team. There's 22 guys starting a 53-man roster, but still, defense and Fitz, can they pair up? Can they, I don't want to say carry Fitz, but, take the pressure off his back of needing to carry them time to time. We'll just have to see. I totally agree with the quote. This is the best situation he's ever been in. I hope he's a starter. I honestly am a fan of Taylor Heinicke. He was fun to watch in the playoffs, and I think he's a fun backup to watch if Fitz is having a bad game or is going to go down. But I do think they need a consistent starting guy in Ryan if they want to make a serious possible run. If he goes down, I don't believe in them half as much with Heinicke again. He'll be fun to watch, but I do think that definitely messes up their odds. But enough of the negative Nancy. I do like Washington's future this year. I do think they have a bright year, a bright team even moving forward after this year if they don't stick with Ryan and they find another quarterback. As of this year, Ryan was right. This is the best situation he's been in, and I do think the ceiling is very high for this team in 2021. You guys tell me, though, do you agree or disagree? And for back to the question of the day, I've kind of already spoiled my answer in the video. I do think Terry's sitting right around top 15 with the upside of breaking top 10, but we just haven't seen the arm to really get him to that range yet. I think with Ryan Fitzpatrick, a guy that likes to sling it, we could see Scary Terry break the top 10. We'll just have to see, though. You guys tell me, do you agree or disagree? As always, and of course, thank you for watching, guys. 2-minute warning.